Welcome to labor laws classes here, and this particular videos are based on KSLU LLB syllabus. Uh, this particular paper is divided into 5 units, and the unit 1 deals with Trade Union Act 1926, Unit 2 and Unit 3 put together deals with the Industrial Dispute Act of 1947, and then Unit 4 consists of two acts. One is Employee Compensation Act 1923 and the second one is Employee State Insurance Act of 1948. And Unit 5 deals with the Payment of Wages Act 1936 and then Factories Act of 1948. Okay, so we will be covering each of these units in detail in the videos. In the current video, we will see Unit 1. If we look into a syllabus of a Unit 1, we have three major portions in this. The first portion talks about historical aspects of trade union, why trade unions started, what was the reason behind this. That is a syllabus subject matter for the part 1 of an Unit 1. So it talks about master and slave relationship and trade unionism in India and UK, how the trade unionism evolved in countries like India and UK. Subsequently, we touch upon the Trade Union Act 1926 in detail, what actually it deals with, and then followed by key definitions like what is trade union, what is trade disputes, etc. And then the funds related to trade union, the recognition of trade union, amalgamation of trade union, what are the problems of trade unions. All these points we will discuss in detail. And then the last part we will discuss concept of collective bargaining, which includes a meaning, method, status of collective bargaining settlement, and then collective bargaining and liberalization. So these three parts we will cover in subsequent videos. In the current video, we are going to discuss the historical aspects. So as we saw the syllabus of KSLU law, LLB labor laws paper, in the unit 1 we are discussing about Trade Union Act 1926. Before getting into a subject matter of Trade Union Act 1926, let's look into historical aspects of a trade union, how it is evolved, what was the situation which driven the emergence of a trade union in this world. Okay, we all know, right? The human beings are self-sufficient in the initial phase of the life, early days of an human existence. Self-sufficient, they used to grow whatever they need. Then we got into a situation of a barter system where people used to exchange goods for the other goods. Then we got into a coinage where people used to sell the products for a money or a cash. Okay, and all those in these periods, right? It was like a production was all. It is a man-made productions. It is a manual productions. People used to produce and bring it into a marketplace and then sell it. Okay, this was not a commercial kind of an activity for a large period. But the actual commercialization happened or has started to happen in 17th century, 18th century and 19th century. This is a period of industrial revolution in Europe. The Europe went into an industrial revolution where a lot of manufacturers started producing the goods in large scale using the machineries. Because of this, many employees from rural areas started moving towards industries and they started working as a workers in a factory. Many men from a rural area, even women and children also started working in factory. Okay, this resulted in lot of differences between workers and the owners. Owners started exploiting the workers. When this exploitation increased, workers started becoming as a one team and started fighting against the owners to get a better working condition. So that's why the workers coming together to form an organization is called as trade union. This started at the beginning of 19th century in Europe. Okay, the first labor organization was set up in 1818, which is a trade union was set up in 1818, which is named as Philanthropic Society, and it was in Manchester. Though the trade union movement started in the beginning of the 19th century, before that, the large sect of owners and the government organizations used to punish unions and the unionists under various restraint to trade acts and conspiracy acts. But with the setting up on a first trade union in 1818 and also the approval from ILO, International Labour Organization, uh, was given importance for trade unionisms. So this kind of trade unionism and industrialization started in Britain in 1830 and then spread to France and United States, and in 1850 it spread to Germany, and then in 1870 Sweden and Japan, in 1890 Canada and Russia. So by end of 19th century the trade unions started emerging as a key collective bargaining tool for most of the workers in Western world. With this brief introduction about trade unionism in Britain and the Western world, let's look into a trade unionism in India. Okay, so in India also a manufacturing process started somewhere at the end of the 19th century, where at the mid of 19th century, where Bombay and Calcutta were key manufacturing hubs for textile industry. And after that, it spread into a Surat and Chennai or a Madras at that time as a key hubs for manufacturing activities in India. The first act, like a first trade union was set up in India, was Bombay Mill Hand Association, which was set up by N.M. Lokande in 1890. It is followed by there is another trade union which is set up in 1918, which was Madras Labor Union, and it was founded by B.P. Wadia. Post that, there are many trade unions started setting up in India. Like a few examples here: Ahmedabad Textile Workers Union, in Northwestern Railway Employees Union, etc. After that, in 1920, we saw first trade union federation. Means it is a federation, it is an association, or it is a master body for the smaller trade unions. The first trade union federation was All India Trade Union Congress, which was set up in 1920. With all these developments of a trade union, the recognition of a trade union became an important question. In 1926, Trade Union Act of 1926 was passed in India, which deals with majorly on a registration and financial management of trade union, how to set up a trade union, how to run a trade union, what are the key roles of a trade union, etc. was defined in Trade Union Act of 1926. The period of 1924 to 35 is key in Indian trade union history, and this is also called as left-wing trade unionism in India. After the independence until now, right, there is almost an history of 100 years in Indian trade unionism, and 100 plus years. There are 12 central trade union, it means which is a federation of trade union, which is called as a CITU, which is recognized, which are recognized by International Labour Organization. Those 12 central trade union organizations are All India Central Council of Trade Union, All India Trade Union Congress, All India United Trade Union Center, Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, and then Center of Indian Trade Union, Hind Mazdoor Sabha, INTEC, Indian National Trade Union Congress, Labour Progressive Federation, National Front of Indian Trade Union, Dhanbad, and Self-Employed Women Association, Trade Union Coordination Center, and United Trade Union Congress. These are the 12 central trade union organizations. these are like a federations, and many smaller organizations will join into this. As of now, right, Bharatiya Mazdoor Sabha is the highest or largest trade union federation in India. Okay, with this, we are concluding the basic, the historical aspects of trade unionism in India, and worker and owners relationship in Britain, and trade unionism in Britain. With this, we are completing this thing. For any clarifications, you can put your questions in question box below. Thank you.